They to you a dismissive glance. A commitment broken, a promise that evaporates. You feel it first in your chest, a slow, cold coil of tension, and you swallow it. You tell yourself you're being mature. You call it grace, but it isn't grace. It's a slow, silent surrender. Disrespect isn't a single act. It is a diagnostic tool the world uses to measure your fortitude. Every time you ignore it, you are not keeping peace. You are drafting a treaty that signs away your own sovereignty. The Renaissance strategists, Machiavelli, mapped this terrain. He understood that perception of weakness is an invitation for conquest. His work wasn't for those who wanted to be adored, but for those determined to endure. If you are tired of feeling your value being quietly negotiated in rooms you walk into, then listen. We are about to dissect the mechanism of disrespect and rebuild your response from the ground up. But first, we must answer the corrosive question. Why do they do it? And more critically, why does it work on you? There is a subconscious signal you are broadcasting every single day that invites its treatment. It's in your posture, your over-explaining, your constant availability. We need to find that transmitter and dismantle it. Disrespect is a probe. Humans are hierarchical creatures, constantly mapping the social landscape for strength and vulnerability. When someone first meets you, a colleague, a data stranger, they perform a subtle test. They might be 5 minutes late. They might interrupt you. They are pressing against the fence of your personal territory. They are watching. If the fence stands firm, through a calm correction or an unbroken gaze, they note. Respect. If the fence wobbles, if you laugh awkwardly, say, "It's fine, you have just granted a permit to trespass." Machiavelli observed that people are moved by affection or by apprehension. Today, we don't need fear of violence. We need the strategic fear of losing access to your time, your attention, your value. By tolerating a minor slight, you become the instructor of your own diminishment. You teach them your time is low cost, your feelings are negotiable, your boundaries are flexible. Recall the last time you were spoken over. Did you stop? Did you yield the floor? In that instant, you transmitted a signal of submission. That hollow ache in your gut wasn't just embarrassment. It was your own spirit, betrayed. Disrespect flourishes in the chasm between your inherent worth and your fear of conflict. You fear being labeled difficult. You dread isolation. So you choose the chronic toxin of disrespect over the acute sting of confrontation. But as Machiavelli implied, a conflict deferred is a victory handed to your opponent. When you avoid setting a boundary today, you declare war on your future self. So what is the answer? Conventional advice fails. Use I statements. Explain your feelings. No. With someone who disrespects you, you are not in a dialogue. You are in a dynamic. Explaining your pain to someone who disregards you is gifting them a blueprint of your vulnerabilities. You do not explain, you become the void. Picture throwing a rock at a mountain. It echoes, creating a reaction. Now, throw that same rock into a deep, still lake. It sinks without a sound. It simply vanishes, which compels you to throw another. The void. This is the potency of strategic non-reaction. An insult is a script. They anticipate anger, proof they control your emotions, or retreat, proof they control your space. When you offer neither, you shred their script. You look. You hold a calm, steady gaze. You allow their words to hang in the silence until the emptiness becomes their burden. In that quiet, their pettiness echoes back at them. You'll witness their discomfort. They will stammer. It was a joke. They are scrambling to retrieve the rock. Do not give it back. You have ascended to the balcony, observing the petty skirmishes below. This isn't passivity. It is precision. Your energy and attention are priceless currency. Why pay a toll to someone who just tried to rob you? By withholding your reaction, you declare that their estimation of you carries insufficient weight to move you. You signal an anchor within yourself, far deeper than their approval. This is step one. Toward becoming unassailable, you cease fueling their game. Machiavelli spoke of the need for the fox to recognize snares. Disrespect is often a trap camouflaged as casual talk, the veiled insult, the backhanded praise. You're sharp for someone so young. If you by thanking them or defending yourself, the trap springs shut. The fox discerns the intent behind the words. You must cultivate detached observation. Hot empathy gets you emotionally entangled. Cold observation is the surgeon analyzing the symptom. You understand why they do it, but you are not infected by the why. Why does this person seek to lower your status? Typically, because their own feels threatened. The secure do not need to diminish others. Only the fragile stand to others to feel tall. When you see disrespect as a symptom of their insecurity, not a verdict on your worth, its power evaporates. It becomes pitiable. The question shifts from what's wrong with me to what's wounded in them. This pivot is everything. It moves you from victim to analyst. The fox knows not every skirmish deserves your arsenal. If you challenge every barking dog, you exhaust yourself. Sometimes the most potent reply is to agree. They say, "You're so arrogant." You reply, "I have high standards." It's true. They say, "That's selfish." You say, "I prioritize my mission." Absolutely. This is the art of fogging. You become mist. A punch passes through fog. It meets no resistance. By refusing to be insulted, you disarm them completely. You take their weapon and drop it. It creates confusion. It dismantles their framework. They want to fight. You offer nothing. In that nothingness, you prevail. Yet, silence has its limits. Sometimes the fence isn't just leaned on, it's being dismantled. Machiavelli knew the fox needs the lion's capacity for force. There are moments you must reveal capability, not to attack, but to remind. Most mistake aggression for strength or shout, the threat, the scene. That is a tantrum. True strength is controlled, a surgical demonstration. When a boundary is persistently violated, silence becomes complicity. Now you enact a consequence. The Machiavellian key, the consequence is an action, not a warning. You do not say, "If you're late again, I'm leaving." You simply leave. You do not plead. "Stop interrupting me." You stop speaking. Let them finish, and then turn your attention deliberately elsewhere. You remove the privilege of your engagement. In a modern sense, to crush is to revoke access. A friend who constantly cancels, don't send a thesis on disappointment. Stop inviting them. When they call, you are genuinely occupied building a life that no longer orbits their whims. You terminate the version of the relationship where they get to disrespect you. This is painful. It demands a willingness to lose people. And here is where many remain trapped. You are unwilling to walk away. But understand this. You cannot broker respect with an emotional hostage taker. If you cannot walk away, you have zero leverage. The lion does not negotiate its right to exist. It marks its territory. Cross it, and pay the price of its absence. Scarcity dictates value. A diamond is precious because it is rare. If you are perpetually available, instantly responsive, always accommodating, your perceived value plummets. You become background noise. After disrespect, the instinct is often to try harder to prove your worth, to mend the rift. Do the opposite. Withdraw. This isn't the manipulative silent treatment. This is strategic recalibration. You pull your energy and presence back into your core. You cease initiating. You become a polished surface civil, but opaque. You offer the polite distance reserved for a stranger. This withdrawal creates a chill. They realize your warmth was a gift, not an entitlement. The dynamic flips. They may pursue. Is everything okay? Do not rush to reassure. Let them inhabit the coolness. Let them learn that your presence is earned. This requires a kingdom of your own, a purpose. Skills, a life of substance. If your world revolves around one person's approval, you are a moon to their planet. If they push you away, you drift into darkness. But if you are your own sun, with your own gravity, their slights cannot alter your course. Build your fortress mind, body, craft, resources. When you know you can thrive without them, you become formidable. And a formidable person is impervious to disrespect. because a formidable person can always exit the room. Now, we venture into the darkest chamber. Your own mind, the external world, mirrors the internal. The brutal Machiavellian truth is this. You are disrespected because, on some level, your own self-regard has a low setting. You have a tolerance thermostat. If chaos or disregard felt familiar growing up, your thermostat is set to accept. Genuine respect feels alien, suspicious. You must reset this inner gauge. You must construct what the Stoics called an inner citadel. This begins with your self-deal. If you disrespect yourself, breaking promises to yourself, accepting your own excuses, withholding self-care, why would anyone else treat you differently? You are broadcasting a frequency of low worth that the world tunes into. Your micro-expressions, your posture, your vocal tone, they all narrate a story. Is it please approve of me, or I am here? To eliminate external disrespect, you must first dissolve the internal negotiator, the part of you that craves validation like oxygen. You must fast from approval seeking. Stop fishing for compliments. Stop apologizing for existing. Start keeping promises to yourself. A gym session, a work goal, a boundary, honor it. Each kept promise is a brick in your citadel. You build self, and when you trust and respect yourself, another's disrespect feels viscerally wrong like a chemical irritant. You reject it reflexively. You don't set boundaries. Your very existence becomes the boundary. People sense self-respect. It has a scent like ozone before a storm. It signals danger to manipulators. It attracts allies who meet you at your level. Tomorrow, apply this. You're in a meeting. Someone quips, "Nice of you to finally contribute." The old you might stammer or justify. The new you, pause. Turn. Meet their eyes. Hold for 3 seconds of pure silence. Then, return to your work. You have just communicated. I heard you, and it was irrelevant. Or, employ the Socratic method play. The fox, they say, must be nice to leave on time. You ask, with genuine curiosity, what do you mean by that? Force them to articulate their passive aggression. Oh, just that you're leaving at 5. Yes. Is there an issue with my results? Now they must justify a retreat. You have dragged the ghost into the light. This work is uncomfortable. Your pulse will race. Do it anyway? Courage is action with fear present. Each time you act, you rewire your nervous system. You teach your body that self-defense is safe. The fear will recede, replaced by a quiet, simmering authority. Pride of a sovereign reclaiming their throne. We must confront the shadow. Psychologist Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the repressed, potent parts of ourselves. Our assertiveness, our capacity for ruthlessness. You've been conditioned to hide it, to be harmless. But a harmless person is not a good person. A harmless person is a vulnerable one. A good person is a capable person who has their capability under conscious control. To handle disrespect, you must integrate your shadow. You must know intimately that you could be devastating and you consciously choose not to be. That is the core of unshakable confidence. Not from being a lamb, but from being a lion who has chosen peace. When you know you hold a sword, you need not draw it, but its hilt is visible. This is the paradox. For true peace, you must be prepared for conflict. If you're incapable of aggression, your kindness is merely servitude. If you are capable yet, choose kindness. That is virtui. Stop aiming for sainthood. Aim to be a warrior, tending a garden. When someone disrespects you, they are checking for your sword. If they see none, they will take what they wish. Let them see the hilt. Let them know you choose diplomacy, but you are not afraid of war. Pause. Calculate the cost. What has your tolerance stolen? Sleep, dignity, the respect of those who watch you accept less, financial opportunity, authentic connection. Disrespect is a thief robbing your future. Each swallowed truth is a poisoned pill. That poison accumulates as resentment, as quiet despair, as physical malaise. You cannot afford this tax any longer. The price is your very vitality. Are you paying with your life to maintain their comfort? You are burning yourself for their warmth. Extinguish your own flame. Let them feel the cold. The ultimate aim is transcendence. There is a level of self-mastery where the opinions of others truly cease to matter. This is the outlier's mindset. The outlier understands that people project their internal world outward. An accusation of arrogance often reflects their own feeling of smallness. The outlier doesn't take it personally. They take it structurally. You see humans as complex machines, running old programs of trauma and fear. You are merely the screen they project onto. Realizing this is liberation. You can observe someone's rage with clinical curiosity. How fascinating, you think. Look at the pain they're in. You are no longer a pawn on their board. You are the observer of the game. This was Machiavelli's aspiration, to be ruled by your own capability, not by external fortune. You become the still eye of the hurricane. Chaos whirls around you. You are unmoved, and in that stillness resides a power no insult can ever breach. The victory is not that they stop. They may never stop. The victory is that you stop needing them to. You stop waiting for an apology that will never arrive. You accept reality and move through it with the poised awareness of both the lion and the fox. Your mission for the next 7 days: observe. Be the fox. Note each micro-infraction. Note each impulse to shrink or over-explain. Don't judge. Just see. Then, select one small battle. One moment where you would typically yield. This time, hold. Hold the silence. Hold the gaze. Hold your ground. Witness the shift. Feel the energy snap back to you. Feel the surge of returning sovereignty. It starts with one refusal. You have the map. The weapon is your will. Your absence is the most powerful answer to disrespect. This is not a one-time fix. It is a philosophy. You will falter. You will revert. Forgive yourself and resharpen your resolve. The path to sovereignty is steep. Most camp at the base, complaining. You are climbing. The air is thin. It is cold. But the view is crystalline clarity. You see others for who they are, and you finally see who you are. You are not a character in their story. You are the author of your own. And an author writes protagonists who command respect not by demanding it, but by embodying it. The world adjusts to your atmosphere. The weak adapt to climate. The strong determine it. Become the climate. Disrespect poses a question. Are you negotiable? Let your life be the answer. Let your posture be the answer. Self-respect isn't requested. It's demonstrated and defended. Let your strategic absence be the answer. We have navigated this shadowed terrain. We have armed your mindset. The world awaits with its tests. Let it test. You are prepared. If this resonated with you, support Winds of Thought by pressing LIKE. It fuels this channel. To go deeper into practical philosophy and mindset, subscribe and ring the bell. In the comments, tell me, what is the one form of disrespect you are committing to no longer tolerate? The journey continues.